I never thought I'd find myself staring at the ceiling of my tiny apartment, wondering how I was going to afford rent for the third month in a row. My name's Rachel Carter, and at 32 years old, I'd always been the dependable one. The one with a plan. The one who made things work. But life, as it often does, had taken all my blueprints and shredded them into confetti. I lost my job at the marketing firm when they downsized in January. I didn't blame them. COVID recovery, budget cuts, corporate mergers. It was all part of the business game. I told myself I'd bounce back in no time. I had a solid resume, great references, and years of experience. But weeks turned into months, and I'd applied to nearly 70 jobs without a single callback. My confidence shrank a little each day. I sold things I never thought I would: clothes, electronics, even my grandmother's antique jewelry. My savings were gone, and I was surviving on peanut butter sandwiches and tap water. My phone buzzed constantly, not with job offers, but reminders of overdue bills. I'd wake up at night with anxiety that felt like a stone on my chest. I had no backup plan left. One Tuesday morning, I stood in front of my cracked bathroom mirror trying to pep talk myself into facing the day. My rent was officially overdue, and I'd received a final notice. I had 48 hours to come up with the money or face eviction. Out of sheer desperation, I checked an old email account I hadn't used in months. Buried beneath spam and promotions, I found an unread message from Franklin and Company, a luxury real estate firm I'd interned with fresh out of college. The subject line read, "Position opening, personal executive assistant, urgent." I remembered the company well. More specifically, I remembered the man who ran it, Jackson Reed. Jackson wasn't just any boss. He was larger than life. Wealthy, intimidating, brilliant, and, well, not hard to look at. At 6'3", with graying hair at the temples and eyes like steel, he had a way of making people feel 2 inches tall, or 10 feet tall, depending on his mood. During my internship years ago, he barely noticed me, but his presence stuck with me like the scent of a powerful cologne. Desperate, I replied to the email within seconds. I didn't expect a response, but within an hour, I had one. "Rachel, I remember you. I'd like to speak. Come to the office today at 3 p.m. JR." It felt like a lifeline had been tossed into the storm. I put on the only professional outfit I had left that didn't have a missing button, pulled my hair back into a bun, and caught the bus downtown. Franklin and Company was just as I remembered: polished marble floors, soft jazz playing, and receptionists who looked like models. When I stepped into Jackson's office, I almost didn't recognize him. He looked even more commanding in person than I remembered, like a man who made the world move by sheer will. He stood up and extended his hand. "Rachel Carter," he said, his voice deep and smooth. "I remember you. You were one of the only interns who actually paid attention." I smiled nervously. "Thank you, Mr. Reed. It's good to be here." He gestured for me to sit. "I'll get to the point. My executive assistant just quit. She got married and moved to Paris. I need someone fast. Someone who can handle discretion, long hours, travel, and personal errands. The pay is 6 figures. Benefits. Perks. It's not a job for the faint-hearted." I felt my pulse quicken. "I'm willing to do whatever it takes." He studied me for a moment. "You're hungry. That's good. But let me be clear, this isn't a typical assistant role. You'll be close to me. You'll know things no one else does. You'll see sides of me the public doesn't. And I'll expect loyalty. Absolute loyalty." I nodded. "You have it. Start tomorrow. Be here at 7 sharp." And just like that, my life changed. Working for Jackson Reed was like stepping into another dimension. I went from counting coins to drinking imported espresso and flying first class to corporate retreats. My days were long, 12, sometimes 14 hours, but I didn't complain. He had a relentless energy, and I had to keep up. I scheduled meetings, negotiated contracts, booked flights, handled confidential files, and even walked his golden retriever, Duke, when needed. But over time, the lines between professional and personal started to blur. He began asking questions about my life, real questions, not just small talk. He'd ask about my childhood, my dreams, what kept me up at night. He started bringing me coffee instead of sending someone else. He remembered how I took it, black with 1 sugar. One evening, after a particularly grueling investor call, he handed me a glass of wine and said, "You don't have to do this alone, Rachel. You're doing good work." I didn't know what he meant, but I felt seen. Then came the offer. We were in Miami for a 3-day real estate conference. I had just finished setting up a private meeting suite for Jackson when he walked in, closed the door, and looked at me with a seriousness I hadn't seen before. "I have something to ask you," he said, "and I want you to consider it carefully." I felt my stomach turn, unsure of what was coming. "I'm looking for a partner," he said slowly. "Not just professionally. Someone I trust. Someone who understands me. I've built this empire, but I've got no one to share it with. I've been watching you, Rachel. Not in a creepy way, but in a professional, admiring way. You're smart, grounded, trustworthy, and you challenge me." I blinked. "I don't understand. I'm offering you more than a promotion. I want you by my side, permanently, as my partner. In business, and maybe in life if you feel the same. No pressure. But think about it." My head spun. It sounded like a fairy tale. Or a trap. I wasn't sure. "I don't know what to say," I whispered. "Just think about it," he repeated. I spent the night pacing my hotel room. Was this real? Was he serious? Was I ready for this? I barely knew what I wanted out of life anymore. But one thing was clear. I didn't want to go back to being desperate and invisible. I had found purpose here, in this strange, intense world. The next morning, I met him at the rooftop lounge. "I've thought about it," I said. "And yes, I want to build something with you." His face didn't move at first. Then he smiled. A real smile, not the boardroom smirk. "Good. Then we start today." Over the next few months, things evolved. Our professional bond grew stronger, and so did our personal connection. We didn't rush anything. It wasn't about romantic fantasy. It was about trust, respect, shared vision. He introduced me to business partners as the future of Franklin and Company. I had my own office, my own team, and a voice in every major decision. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. People talked. Rumors spread. Some said I was only there because I was pretty or young. Others whispered about affairs and favoritism. It hurt, but I didn't let it show. Jackson always defended me. "Let them talk," he'd say. "We know the truth." Eventually, I stopped caring what people thought. I had earned my place. 1 year after that shocking offer, we stood together at the ribbon cutting of our newest luxury property in San Diego. As the cameras flashed and reporters asked questions, Jackson leaned over and whispered, "Best decision I ever made." I smiled, not because I had landed a dream job or built a career, but because, in the darkest moment of my life, someone saw potential in me and took a chance. And I took a chance right back.